Hi, this is Victoria Violet. The topic for this discussion or this conversation that I'm having with all of the collective out there is women that want good men. Okay? Women want a good man. But, and don't shoot the messenger, been there, done that, do not conduct themselves appropriately. Okay? You want that guy that is dependable. You want that guy that's phenomenal. That guy that takes care of their family. That guy that will be true blue. That guy will do anything. The guy that's handy around house, right? Around the home. The guy that brings home his paycheck and doesn't spend it on gambling or women, other women. And you're looking to get into a relationship with someone like that. But then you're frivolous, right? You go for the bad boys that are not reformable. They're not. The only way that they're going to reform is by their own hand. There's nothing that you can do, unless they're smart. By that I mean that they can self-course correct. If they cannot do that or are not willing to do that, bad boys are not a good fit. Okay? So women that do not, girls that become young women and then become women, mature women, and are still playing games, head games with men, you're even into marriage. You're always bossy bear. You're always wanting your way or the highway. You're not bending. You're not folding. You don't even keep the house clean. You look great all the time. Your nails are always done. Your hair is always done. Your clothing is impeccable, and so is your makeup. And you make him look good on your sleeve. You know, wearing you, so to speak, on their sleeve. But when the lights go down, as they say in the country songs, and nobody else is around, you're a major to deal with, right? It's my theory, and it's only a theory, but I've been living on this earth probably a lot more or a lot longer than most of you. And if the majority listening to me are actually my age, then we need help. We, as age group, need help. Why am I saying this? Because you want to mistreat a man. You don't want to take him serious. You want to be in charge, but you want him to do everything for you. How does that work? Has it worked out? Mistreating men, hurting them, breaking their hearts, emotionally making them bankrupt. They don't feel loved. They go out, I'm talking about the men that go out and earn a paycheck, earn a pay, or even have a business and it's hard on them. And they go out and earn their pay, bring it back to you. And I've heard this from women because I've been counseling people over 30 years. Is that all you can bring? Is that all you got? Is that all you're giving to me? I want more. There's women out there that if a man can't take them shopping every weekend, they don't want them. They don't want that man. He could be the nicest thing. He could be the best thing for her emotionally, to have that emotional safety of long term, and she won't want him. She won't want him because he's not exciting enough, or because he doesn't bring the bottom line with more zeros. More zeros. What if, and it's just food for thought, what if the person that you met, that you cling, I meant to say you interweave with, and everything, you mesh with that person so well, everything is good. Everything is good. But there's not enough zeros at the end of the line there. Okay? All I can say to that is that, yes, you don't want to be the only one pulling your weight. You don't. I don't. Right? But on the same token, is everything else broken? Is that fixable? Do they need more education? Do they need to go get certifications? Do they need a better job? Do they need your help with their resume? What can get that person to where you need them to be? and where they need to be for themselves. Because maybe, for all you know, maybe they want to do more with their lives, but they don't know how to. If you have that knowledge, why not help that person if they have all the other attributes you need to have in that male, right? In order for that masculine to have that cemented place in your life, right? The other side of that coin, and I apologize, I've told you guys I have such severe allergies. The other side of that coin that I've seen so often, and please, again, do not shoot the messenger, females, because I know we can be very catty to one another. If you're going to comment something to where it's a common debate, not an ugly debate, because I don't do catty women. I don't. You will get blocked in a New York minute. But when you treat men that way and you diminish them in their masculinity, you take that away, you strip them of their masculinity because maybe they have one small thing that maybe is not up to par. Have you tried helping that person to become, get up to par is what I've been trying to say. And if not, if you feel like that's his problem, well then, shouldn't he be able to feel that way about you too when you don't have enough or you don't have what it takes that he feels he should have in life? It goes both ways, ladies. What I've seen a lot of through the years is that when we treat men that way, well, look what we've gotten to begin with. And I'm not even going to go there, but look what we've gotten. Now, if you thought you had slim pickings, because you have to stop and understand this. In the early 60s when I was born in 64. So in the early 60s when I was born, Vietnam, guys, Vietnam. So they were not having a lot of babies. So I don't have a lot to pick from. I don't know if you're the same. I don't have a lot to pick from. And then people in the last 20 years have been having less children. Do you have a lot to pick from? And then men have started to wanting to become you, is all I'm going to say. And so then you have less and less to pick from. So you already have slim pickings for the good ones. Because, newsflash, the majority of the good ones are already in relationships and marriages. So then if you're throwing someone away because you think they don't have the proper attributes, what if that person was a really good catch? And if you just gave them time, they could grow. Did you give them room to grow? Did you help them to grow? Did you give them good advice? Not nagging, advice, fruitful advice, food for thought. If not, let me tell you what happens. And I'm not clowning on him, okay? I actually feel sorry for him to a certain extent. We get men that become Andrew Tate, that say, treat women this way, treat women that way. When I did a little bit of digging and I saw why he became that way, can't fucking say I blame him. The women or girls that he was messing with literally told him he was too skinny and didn't have enough zeros to his bank account. He was nothing. What I'm trying to say with this is that we have to watch our words. Words are powerful. They can make or break people, especially if they're sensitive, which obviously early on he was. He was open and receptive to women. But then after that, it's like, well, let me show you, motherfucking bitches. And you're going to want me and all I have. And guess what's going to come at the end of that is a big fat no. Do not enter. I can't say I blame him. Men that have those beautiful, loving attributes within them, and all they need is just a little bit of TLC. I'm not talking about the ones you're with for 10 and 15 and 20 years, and they're still nothing and nobody because they're waiting for you to bring home all the bacon and fry it up in the pan. I'm not talking about those men. I'm talking about the men that are so sweet, so giving, so loving, and willing to go out there and work. And just need a little nudge in the right direction. Maybe they weren't born girls. I'm not a rocket scientist. I am not a mathematician. That is my worst attribute. Now, motherfuckers, don't get it twisted. I can take you to the bank because I know where my money's being spent. I know how to spend it. I know how to budget, and I know how much money I should have. So don't ever try to come at me and take my money, because you will have something to deal with. But I'm talking about algebra, trig. I don't know how the fuck to do that shit. And the algebra, I had to literally, and I know I'm going on a tangent, but I'm giving an example. I had to get tutorers. I had to get a tutorer in junior college in order to pass. Because that's not my forte. Right? It's not my forte. Numbers are not my forte. I'm a word person. And I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I can be a fighter if I need to. My point is, things can be taught. Things can be learned. Patience is a virtue when it comes to a good man. Especially nowadays when they're far, few, and in between. I can't even date in my pool because most men that are my age or above literally want me to grow up, want me to act square, want me to act some kind of way. So first Vietnam, for my age group, first Vietnam took a lot of men. Secondarily, well, they were at war. They were not making very many babies, when I was born, because I'm the last year tail end baby boomer. So there was no reason to come home and have, excuse my French, a fuck session, right? At that year. They were in Vietnam. Secondarily, men want to be us. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Because also, you're all welcome here, but we're going to have a discussion about why people want to change body parts at another video. This is not the time. And then we're ultra picky with the guys that fit the bill, except maybe the zeros are not there. We live in a world where one family household income is not enough anyway. So if you get a guy that has more than 6 figures to his bank, to his name on the check, then hold on to that one for sure. But what I'm saying is, if you're only with someone for their bank account, you're creating a lot of people that feel like Andrew Tate. Because our males need to feel like we're not with them only for that. Okay? We can't be with people just for a bank account. Because then you have women that are like, yeah, he makes a lot of money and that's why I'm with him. I can't stand when he touches me. I can't even stand him looking at me. And most of the time, I can't even stand to be near him. And I'm glad when he's at work. I wish he was at work 24/7. I'm not kidding. I've met women. Remember what I said. I've been counseling people for 30 years in the general public as a reader advisor. And you would not believe the things that come out of people's mouths. And the majority of the time it's that. I stay with him because he's a good provider. Not saying that's a bad thing. But if that's the only reason, what's wrong with your hands? What's wrong with your feet? What's wrong with your brain? Can you not work? That shouldn't be the only reason you're with a man. That should not be your... Let me tell you what I've seen as well in my career as a reader advisor, and what I have seen also in my journeys with just going to stores or even door dashing. I see women that are not very good looking with a male that looks like a little Adonis with a little Atlas. You want to know why he has that woman? Because she's good to him, because she respects him, because she gives him his place. She gives him his place in the home. She makes him feel special. She makes him feel loved. She makes him know that he's special and that he's loved. I didn't say she worships the ground he walks on. I said she gives him the respect that he's needing. It's a two-way street. The only people that are going in the same direction are people that are already planted and know that they want to travel in the same direction. But when you're first starting to get with someone, especially, it's a two-way street. There's a give and a take. And even in the long run, you still can be going in the same direction. But if you want to grow, if both people are still growing, and that's allowed, which is a beautiful thing, then yeah, there's times that you're not going to go with that person because they need to go to work. And you may not work where they work. They may have to go to university and you may not attend university. That's all I'm saying. Give people room to grow. Allow them to grow. Love them enough to help them to grow. Women, if you want a good man, look at the other attributes and not just the zeros. And if he is okay with going back to school, if he's okay with, learning a different trade or changing careers so that you can have a better life with more zeros, then so be it. But have that conversation. Don't just, let him go and release him and treat him like he's a nothing and a nobody because he doesn't seem to have, what it takes right now. You may be the only person that has broached this conversation topic with him in order to help him to grow. Now, even if he's scared, you can still tell him, you know what, I'm right here. You need help, I'm right here. I got you while you got this. Because in the long run, it's going to behoove both of us. Let's do it. And vice versa, if you're the one that needs to go back to school because you're not pulling your weight, if it is a two-income household, then go for it. Do it. Never be afraid to grow. Be afraid to stay small. I love you guys, and no, I wasn't trying to be hard on my ladies, but come on. I have two males, and both have been treated very poorly in relationships in their marriages, and it ruins the man. Because the next people that come in, even though they're the best women ever, they cannot open their hearts to them because they've been so tarnished from past women that have been witches to them. And I wanted to put another letter in front of the W. Just do the right thing, guys. You can't be perfect, but don't make a monster, and don't make a tragedy out of somebody's life. If you don't want them and you really don't want to help them to grow, let them go and tell them it is a me thing and it's not a you thing, because truly it is a you thing. Love you, and I hope that somebody out there that's struggling with someone that maybe is not up to par financially is able to take this in and understand that, hey, I got a good guy. Let me hold on to him. Let me advise him in a positive way. Not a mother way, but a mothering, kind, sweet way. And maybe he'll get the 411 and help himself. Love you. Bye. Victoria Violet. Talk to you later.